Hello and hi students, welcome to another episode of All Force e-learning program. In this session, today we shall evaluate the formula for the electric field intensity. The electric field intensity due to a dipole on the equatorial line. So today's topic is electric field intensity due to a electric dipole on its equatorial line. So this is the topic. Before going to the topic, let us have a preview of what we have learned, the necessary things that are required for to understand this topic. Now, looking at this, what are the various things which you need to understand this topic? In every this thing I am giving you. First, before going to the topic, let us have the necessary things, the fundamental things what we have learned in the earlier episodes, that various fundamental topics which are required to understand these things. Coming to this, electric means charge. In Greek it is electric, it is referred to charge. Right? Charge is a fundamental property of the elementary particles. Electric field, every charge produces a field around it. The space around the charge where the effect of the charge can be felt. Now that is electric field. Now melectric field intensity, it is the strength of the field. Electric field intensity explains the strength, the physical measure of the field. So it is actually defined as the force experienced by a unit positive test charge placed at that point. Wherever the point where you want to find the intensity, it is the force experienced by a unit positive test charge placed at that point in the field. Now that is electric field intensity. Now we have to find the electric field intensity. It is due to an electric dipole. Now, what is an electric dipole? I was telling you, a dipole, two poles, the combination of two equal and opposite charges separated by a small and a finite distance is called as electric dipole. The combination of two equal and opposite charges, the system of two unlike charges equal and opposite separated by a small finite distance is an electric dipole. Now, we have to find the electric field intensity due to an electric dipole on its equatorial line, the equatorial line of the electric dipole. Now, what is equatorial line of the electric dipole? Suppose if I imagine a dipole, let's say this is minus q and this is plus q. So, an electric dipole is a combination of two equal and opposite charges, minus q plus q, separated by a small and a finite distance. So let the separation be A here and this is A here, and this is the midpoint of the dipole. There is lot of importance to that midpoint. All distances are measured from that midpoint. Actually that is taken as the origin. So all distances you have to measure from this midpoint. This is at A and this is at A. Now, in the previous episode we were learning the line joining the charges passing through the midpoint. This is called as axial line. The axis of the dipole, the line joining the charges passing the midpoint is called axial line. What is equatorial line? The line perpendicular to the axis, axial line, and passing through the midpoint of the dipole. The line perpendicular to the axial line and passing through the midpoint of the dipole. Now this line is called as equatorial line. Right? Equatorial line perpendicular to axial line. If you consider Earth axis from North Pole to South Pole, equator, perpendicular plane, equatorial plane. Now the plane perpendicular to the axial line and passing through this point. Now this plane is called equatorial plane. And this line in the plane considering this and this, now that is the equatorial line there. Now, one more important point to be noted is, if you consider any point on the equatorial line, take any point on the equatorial line, they are at equidistant from either of the charges. All the points on the equatorial line are at equal distance from either of the charges of the dipole. Sometimes he will be asking you the question, instead of asking you to find the electric field intensity on the equatorial line, he says find the electric field intensity due to a dipole at a point which is at equal distance from both the charges. Equidistant from both the charges. You know, the set of all the lines which are equidistant from both the charges of a dipole is an equatorial line. Now this, the locus of all the points which are at equal distance from both the charges. Now that line is equatorial line, and the plane containing it, the plane perpendicular to the axial line and passing through the midpoint of the dipole. Now this plane, this is equatorial plane. All the points on the equatorial plane are at equal distance from either of the charges, both the charges, right? So that is the equatorial line of the electric dipole. Now today we have to evaluate a formula for the electric field intensity. What will be the formula for the electric field intensity at any point on the equatorial line? Let me consider a point P. Let us take a point P. I have to find the electric field intensity at this point P due to the electric dipole. Now, according to the definition of electric field intensity, we know it is the force experienced by a unit positive test charge placed at that point in the field. So wherever you want to find the electric field intensity, you have to imagine a unit positive test charge. So let us consider a positive test charge, 1 coulomb test charge. Force experienced by this unit positive test charge is called electric field intensity. So we have to find out the net force on this unit positive test charge. Net force, again, how do you find the net force? According to the principle of superposition, the resultant force is sum of all the vector sum of all the individual forces acting on it. So we have to first find all the vector sum of all the forces or electric fields at that point and add vectorially, right? Let this point be at a distance r from the center of the dipole. So I was warning you, all distances must be measured from the midpoint of the dipole. You have to measure all distances from the midpoint of the dipole. So let this midpoint of the dipole, let it be O. Let this point be A. Let this point be B. So this is O. So OP is R. Now then join AP and join BP. So if this is R and this is A, this is the perpendicular, equatorial line is the perpendicular line. I said it is the line perpendicular to the axial line. So it is perpendicular. R and A are perpendicular. So APO, OAP forms a right angle triangle. Applying Pythagoras theorem, then AP we will get it as under root of R square plus A square. Similarly, OPB is again a right angle triangle. This is R, this is A, right? Again applying Pythagoras theorem, this distance is R square plus A square, right? So these are the distances measured there. So now what is the electric field intensity at this point P? We have to find out the electric field intensity at point P. The respective distances are like this. These two triangles are similar triangles. Remember, this side is same. Both are perpendicular and this is the common side. Both are similar triangles, right? Okay. Now, next. We have defined, while studying about electric dipole, we have defined the characteristic property of an electric dipole. It is dipole moment, P bar. P bar is the product of, either of the charges, any one of the charge, and the length of the dipole, distance between the dipoles, distance between the charges, length of the dipole. So it is either of the charge Q and distance between the charges is 2a. So therefore dipole moment, magnitude of dipole moment is 2aq. Please remember this as equation 1. That is equation 1. The magnitude of the electric dipole moment of this electric dipole is charge into distance between the charges, Q into 2a, dipole moment. Next, Now coming to the electric field intensity, the resultant electric field intensity. Before finding the resultant electric field intensity, let us find the electric field intensity due to individual charges. Now, the electric field intensity due to the charge at A. So, the electric field intensity due to the charge at A, let's say this is EA. So, this EA is equal to, we know this is a point charge. We have derived a formula for the electric field intensity due to a point charge. If there is a point charge Q, then at a distance R here, due to the point charge, the electric field intensity is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R square. The electric field intensity due to an isolated point charge, single isolated point charge, due to a charge Q at a distance R, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R square. So, the electric field intensity due to the negative charge at A, due to this, imagining this existing separate isolatedly, forget all the remaining things, considering this as an isolated charge, the electric field due to this isolated charge at point P, according to this formula, EA is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, the charge magnitude of the charge Q by distance of the point R. Now the distance of the point P from A, I want the field at point A. So it is under root of R square plus A square whole square. Magnitude of the electric field strength it is, right? It is the magnitude of the electric field strength due to the charge at point A. So this is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. The charge is Q. It is root A square plus R square whole square. So it's R square plus A square. This is the electric field strength due to point A. So due to the charge at point A at the field strength at point P. This is the point of consideration, point P. It is 1 by 4 pi epsilon K, charge Q by the distance of the point, root of R square plus A square whole square. Now, what is the direction? Direction. You know, electric lines of force. A line of force is an imaginary curve, imaginary line or imaginary curve along which a unit positive test charge will move. And the direction, tangent drawn to that gives the direction of the electric field strength. Now, this negative charge, if I imagine a unit positive test charge, negative charge will attract this positive test charge. So, the direction of the line of force is like this. And the tangent to it is along this only. So this is the direction of the electric field at point A. The direction of the electric field at point A, it is towards the charge. This is negative charge. So the field is like this, in this direction. Right? So the direction of the electric field is this way. Let us remove this. Even this also we will take it later. So the direction of the electric field at point A due to the negative charge is towards the charge. So this is EA bar like this, right? So, okay, mod PA is 2A into Q. Better remember this because we need to apply it later. Now similarly, the electric field due to the charge at B. So the field due to point charge at B. This is a positive charge. I want the field here. So wherever you want find the electric field, you have to imagine a unit positive test charge. So this is positive test charge. This positive test charge will repel this charge, test charge. This positive charge at BQ, it will repel this positive test charge. So this is EB. So the electric field strength due to the charge at B, EB, mod magnitude is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. We know the formula for positive electric field intensity due to an isolated point charge. It is the magnitude of the charge Q by distance of the point of concentration square. So the distance of the point of concentration is R square plus A square whole square. So expanding it or simplifying, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R square plus A square. This is the electric field intensity due to the positive charge at point B. Now the direction of the electric field due to this positive charge is like this, EB, and this is EA. Now at this point P, the point P where we have to find the field, there are two electric fields. Electric field intensity is a vector quantity. There are two vectors at that point P. We have learned in first year, when two vectors or acting at a point P, the resultant vector you can find it by the parallelogram law of vectors. So now I have to find the electric field intensity due to these two. So considering these two as two sides of a parallelogram, so completing the parallelogram like this, you can find the resultant by applying parallelogram law of vectors. So completing the parallelogram like this and this, we know according to parallelogram law of vectors, if two vectors are represented as two adjacent sides of parallelogram, then like this, then the diagonal passes to the point of intersection, this represents the resultant vector, diagonal. So the diagonal, this is the parallelogram, the diagonal passes to the point of intersection, this represents the resultant electric field intensity. According to parallelogram law of vectors, if two vectors are represented as adjacent sides, the diagonal passing through the point of intersection of vector represents the resultant electric field. So the resultant electric field is this way. What is the magnitude? Direction of the resultant electric field is in this direction. So what is the magnitude? To find the magnitude of resultant electric field strength, field intensity, there are two methods. We can do it by two methods. One is by vector methods, components methods, and other one is by similar triangle method. So we will take up both the methods. So first we shall find the electric field intensity by vector method. Now in this triangle APB like this, let this angle be theta, even this angle be theta, right? Then if this is theta and this is theta, then if this is theta, then this angle is also theta. It is alternate angle. Now why alternate angle? Because you see, the magnitude of EA and magnitude of EB both are equal. Their magnitudes are equal. Two vectors of equal magnitude. If these two are two vectors of equal magnitude, then the resultant, according to parallelogram law of vectors, if two vectors of equal magnitude form a parallelogram, then the resultant is the angular bisector. So the resultant vector is the angular bisector. Now if this is theta, let this angle be some A or some angle alpha. Theta plus alpha plus theta is 180. So alpha is 180 minus 2 theta. Even this total angle is 180. This is a straight line. Total angle is 180. This we have imagined alpha. So the remaining angle is 180 minus alpha. So therefore, this is alpha, this is 180 minus alpha. But 180 minus alpha is nothing but 2 theta. So therefore, this exterior angle is sum of the two interior angles. This total angle is 2 theta and this is the angular bisector. So this is again theta. So in this triangle, this is the exterior angle, right? Exterior angle at one vertex. The exterior angle is sum of the two interior angles in a triangle. In any triangle, we know, according to the law of triangles there, quantum geometry, the exterior angle is equal to the sum of the two interior angles. So if this is theta, this angle is 2 theta. And I have said this is the angular bisector. So it divides the total angle in equal parts. So therefore this is theta and this is theta. That is, this resultant field is parallel to this line AB. So the resultant electric field strength will be parallel to AB. And even the direction is like this. It is from B to A. But you know our dipole moment. I was telling you the electric dipole moment is a vector quantity and the direction of the electric dipole moment will be from negative charge to positive charge. Our electric dipole moment will be in this direction. But here the resultant electric field intensity is opposite to the dipole moment. Please note this part. Direction of the electric field strength will be opposite to the opposite to the direction of the electric dipole moment. Resultant intensity opposite to this. Okay, now how to find the magnitude? First, so consider EB and EA. Take EA and EB. So if I draw this diagram here, this is EA, this is EB, right? And this angle is theta and this angle is theta. Split EA into components. So this is EA cos theta and this is EA sin theta. Similarly, split EB into components. This is EB cos theta and this is EB sin theta. right? Now considering the vertical components, EA sin theta is downward, EB sin theta is upward. But you know, EA and EB both are of same magnitude like this. So mod EA is equal to mod EB is equal to, let us say, E. Then this is E sin theta and even this is also E sin theta. Both are equal and opposite. They cancel one another. Now the resultant is in this direction. So EB sin theta and EB sin theta. So the resultant magnitude ER, mod ER is equal to EA cos theta plus EB cos theta. But EA and EB both are same. So this is E cos theta, E cos theta. I can write it as 2E cos theta like this. Electric field intensity, resultant electric field intensity, splitting this vector into components. EA cos theta, EA sin theta, EB cos theta, EB sin theta. These both are opposite and their magnitudes are equal, so they cancel one another. Now the resultant electric field ER, it is EB cos theta and EA cos theta. EA and EB of same magnitude, so the resultant is 2E cos theta. Right? So substituting, the magnitude of the resultant electric field is 2. E is either of the magnitude of these two, either EA or EB. So it's 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. It's Q by R square plus A square into cos theta. Now in this triangle, in this right angle triangle, any triangle, both triangles are similar. Cos theta is adjacent by hypotenuse. So cos theta adjacent A, hypotenuse is root of A square, R square plus A square. A by root of A square plus R square. So multiplying, the magnitude of the resultant electric field intensity at this point P, it's 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 2QA. It's 2A into Q by, it is R square plus A square whole power 1, and this is R square plus A square under root. So this is R square plus A square whole power 1 plus root in the sense this is R square plus A square whole power 1 by 2. So x power n into x power n plus n. So the magnitude of the resultant electric field is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 2QA by, this is R square plus A square whole power 1, R square plus A square whole power 1 by 2. So R square plus A square whole power 1 plus 1 by 2, it is T by 2. So the magnitude of the electric field, resultant electric field at any point on the equatorial line, it's 1 by 4 naught 2QA by R square plus A square whole power 3 by 2. But 2QA, we know it is the dipole moment of the dipole. So therefore, I can write this as, so the resultant magnitude, resultant electric field intensity at any point on the equatorial line is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 2QA is dipole moment. So it's dipole moment P by R square plus A square whole power 3 by 2. This is the magnitude of the resultant electric field intensity due to an electric dipole at any point on the equatorial line. The magnitude is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, this is Coulomb's constant, and P, the dipole moment of this dipole P, by R square plus A square whole power 3 by 2. R is the distance of the point, A is half of the distance between the two charges to the power 3 by 2. So this is the magnitude. This is the magnitude. But now about direction. So from the figure, the direction of the resultant electric field is in this direction, which is parallel to AB. And we know A to B, AB in this dipole, A to B represents the direction of the dipole moment. But here the electric field strength is opposite to this. So the direction of the resultant electric field on the equatorial line is opposite to the electric dipole moment P bar. So it's minus, opposite to this. Both are anti-parallel. unlike. So therefore, vectorially if I write the resultant electric field strength on the equatorial line of a dipole E bar is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught minus P bar by R square plus A square whole power 3 by 2. So vectorially the electric field intensity due to a dipole at any point on the equatorial line, it's 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Coulomb's constant minus of the dipole moment. It is electric field intensity is opposite to the direction of the electric dipole moment by R square plus A square whole power 3 by 2. Vectorially it is in this direction. At any point you consider whether it is on that side of the dipole or this side of dipole. Even if you imagine a point of the dipole here, the direction here will be, you see, this is positive charge will repel. This is negative charge will attract the test charge. Positive test charge, if I imagine a positive test charge, positive will repel, negative will attract. These two are vectors, two sides of parallelogram. The resultant will be like this. So whether it is on that side or this side, the direction of the resultant electric field will be parallel to the line joining the charges, parallel to the dipole, and directed opposite to the dipole moment of the dipole there. Hence we can write it as the resultant electric field intensity on the equatorial line is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught minus of P. So opposite to the direction of the dipole moment, minus P by R square plus A square whole power 3 by 2. So this is the vector form. Magnitude is like this. Now in this one, suppose if this is a short dipole. If it is a short dipole, what do I mean short dipole? I was telling you a short dipole or an ideal dipole, it is the combination of two equal and opposite charges of high magnitude, strong charge is of high magnitude Q, but the distance of separation between them is very small, right? So dipole moment P, the magnitude of dipole moment will be same, but the magnitude of the charge is more, but the distance between the charges must be less. That is termed as a short dipole. So for this short dipole, the distance between the charges A, it is very much less than the distance of the point of consideration, that is R. So considering A is very much less than R, if you look at the diagram appears to be like this, right? Dipole is short like this, but the distance to the point is far away. So A is less, R is more. This way it appears to be, right? So dipole is short, the length is less. Short dipole, you know the symbol for short dipole is like this. So therefore, for a short dipole, A is very much less than R. So from this equation, if I neglect A, when compared to R, A is very much small. So neglecting A, so the magnitude of the electric field on the equatorial line, so this will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught dipole moment P by A is negligible when compared to R. It is R square whole power 3 by 2. So neglecting A, just consider R. So R is cancelled. So the magnitude of the electric field intensity on the equatorial line, it's 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught P by R cube. This is the electric field intensity due to an electric dipole on the equatorial line of the dipole. It is 1 by 4 pi epsilon P by R cube. And with the direction, this is the magnitude. With the direction, so it will be electric field intensity with vectorially. It's 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught minus P bar by R cube on the equatorial line. So finally, the electric field intensity due to an electric dipole on the equatorial line due to a short electric dipole on the equatorial line, it's 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught minus P by R cube. That is the formula for the electric field intensity. Okay, thank you.